with an important question. Did y'all see that interview with Lanithia Monique Leakes and Carlo King? Baby, the streets say it was given good and messy, like good and plenty. That candy that you used to eat back in the day. Look, I got my notes. I got my damn opinion, and I'm here to run it down for y'all, baby. But before I get into this, let me give you and yours this disclaimer. All topics for this video are alleged and allegedly, and they are strictly for entertainment purposes only. Okay, so all of this that went down, Carlos actually went to Atlanta for this interview with Lanithia Monique Leakes, baby. Nene said she did not want to be in her closet, in his closet, during a Zoom. Nene said she wanted the real thing, baby. So Carlos flew in to Atlanta. Now, Nene, sis, I'm here to get a Black Twitter report. Black Twitter. Yeah. The streets want to know, Nene, why were your legs oiled up like that? Now, your legs was looking good, but Black Twitter want to know, why was your legs oiled up like chicken that was about to be deep fried, before they drop it at KFC. But I like your legs. Now, Black Twitter, they just want to know, why was your legs so shiny like that, Nene? But I thought you looked it good. Now, in this interview, we're going to get into what Nene said in the shade that she gave. She talked about her son. She talked about Greg. She talked about the man that she was dating. She talked about Sheba Sheree, and Sheree not letting her in, baby, at that party. The drug thing with Bryson. She also talked about John. Y'all remember that man, John, that she was going with, that she pimped out and was taking all his money. She also went there and talked about Kenya and Portia. So we gonna get into that. So Lanithia Monique Leakes, that used to be Johnson before you got married. Nene said this about the whole thing about the bodies and people talking about the women in their bodies. Nene was like, we got to do our nose. We got to do, our breasts. Y'all going to be talking about us. Now, Nene says, I don't know if I agree with that, because guess what? People are always going to have something to say, baby. If that's the case, you're going to be at the doctor and at the chop shop, baby, getting something done over. Now, her and Carlos actually talked about the different seasons of Real Housewives. Now, Carlos said that season 6 he feels like was the best, and Nene was like, is that because they brought you back in and you were over it? The streets say Carlos, yes. The Black Twitter says yes. But in this case, I do think season 6 was the best season. That's when they had the pillow talk season, and Apollo had grabbed Kenya's friend and just threw him up, baby, like a paperclip, just threw his ass around. So I thought that was a good season. Now, Nene also talked about the question of the hour. Everybody wants to know, was she dating that man while she was with Greg, baby? Now, to that, Nene said this, that she did not date him, that she waited to after Greg unfortunately passed and she started dating him. Black Twitter did not believe that, Nene. Now, she was married to Greg from 97 to 2011, divorced him, came back in 2013, and was married to him until 2021. Now, she went there and talked about Cynthia. Cynthia gave me her entire run on the Housewives Rotten Peach. Cynthia was never interesting to me. Now, Nene admitted that she did not know Cynthia, that the producers had her meet up at Papa Do's. Now, I would have met up with her at Papa Do's too, because the food there is good. The producers had her meet up with Cynthia at Papa Do's, and she felt like Peter was more interesting than Cynthia. But she said Cynthia is a completely different person than what we think, y'all. She said Cynthia was going against her, was doing things behind the scenes, and when Carlos asked her, could they be friends, she said, we could do the show together, which means she will be your co-worker or your friend on the show, but she don't want to be your friend in real life. Now, Nene, the streets want to know, and Black Twitter want to know this, because I keep my ear to Black Twitter as well. They said Cynthia was there for you at your Lanithia Lounge, baby, after the whole thing had went down with Greg, and how much more does she owe you as a friend, Lanithia Monique Leakes? Now, They also brought up the lawsuit. This was towards the end, and of course, they're going to use that as a cliffhanger. Now, the rest of the interview drops tomorrow, so I guess we will see Nene talk about that lawsuit. Now, she did say this, and a lot of people were like DMing me and sending me emails about, I can't believe she was only making this for the first season, the second season. Now, Nene did reveal, according to her, allegedly, Season 1, they only made $10,000 on Real Housewives of Atlanta. Season 2, they made $50,000. And then Season 3 is when they went up to six figures and it was over $100,000. She said like 150. And after that, it went up. Now, Nene at one point was the highest paid housewife across the board for housewife franchises. I think Candy allegedly is now, since Nene is not there anymore. Now, she did shade She by Sheree. Sheree, sis, Nene did shade you and said, you know, you're not exciting. Now, she said that her and Kim and Sheree sort of joined forces and got somebody as far as like an agent to help them get paid more. Now, the street said that they did not make a lot the first season, so I guess that's true. And somebody did tell me, a source who I cannot name, but did tell me those exact figures. So you know, sometimes, baby, when people tell you stuff, it's the right thing. Now, Nene, sis, you said a lot. The incident was She by Sheree inviting her over to the party for season 1. Sheree admitted in an interview with Carlos, and he asked her, how did she feel about that? And Nene laughed at it. You know, I mean, it became an iconic moment, but Sheree did leave her off the guest list. She said the producers, I guess, told her to invite Nene, but she got the last laugh, and Nene's name wasn't on the list. But y'all know Sheree sat up there and lied to us at that reunion. Sheree, why did you lie? But you are the same one that took 20 years to give us a She by Sheree fashion line. It took you 15 years to build that house. Now, sis, I'm going to give you your props on that house. It might have took you 15 years, and that house might be in 2,000 people's name, but that house is bad, baby. Now, you did that with the Chateau, Sheree, but it took you so long. So you lied to us when you said that you did not leave Nene's name off that guest list, and Nene laughed. And when she was asked about Sheree coming back, Nene was like, well, what else do they have left? Nene, you better come through, sis. The reads were reading, and it was messy. It gave me the juice and the dirt that I wanted. Now, Nene said to her, Housewives started to go downhill when they brought Kenya on there. Now, it's a lot of Kenya fans, but Nene explained it, and she said the whole thing about the storylines when she was married. She said Deshaun was married, Sheree was in the midst of a divorce, and Lisa was married. She said Kenya, y'all remember Kenya came on there with the storyline about the rented boyfriend, Walter, that didn't want her or want to propose to her or want to scramble her eggs. So Nene was like, that was the beginning of the end. Now, Carlos was being shady and messy too. Y'all know what Carlos gives, the shade and the mess. And he was saying that at a certain point, the ratings were at 5 million. It was the highest rated franchise across the board, and he said now the ratings are at 500,000. And Nene laughed. Nene said she does not watch the episodes. Now, I don't believe that, but that's what Nene said. Now, the streets are saying in Black Twitter, Carlos want to say, why you up there talking about Bravo and the Real Housewives of Atlanta ratings? You need to be pushing your own shows on because you have some good shows, but people in the comments are on you, Carlos, about Love and Marriage, Marceau, the Scott brothers, Martell, Maurice, all of them. People are on you in the comments. They say you don't respond, but they want to know, why don't you push your own shows? Why are you not pushing Belle Collective? Why are you not telling people when Love and Marriage DC is coming back? Jamie, Big Jamie, also wanted to know. He on the show and he don't know when it's coming back. So the streets say before you start laughing about the ratings of Real Housewives of Atlanta, you need to promote your own shows better. And I'm in agreement with that because I love Belle Collective, but I don't feel like you give them the push that they deserve. But Nene laughed about the ratings. Nene said she was the star of the show. Do y'all feel like Nene was the star of the show? Now this is something else about her lawsuit because everybody keeps saying it's the house that Nene built. It's the house that Nene built. I feel like this. I watched Housewives since the first one, the OC Housewives. That Housewives, of course, it was not any brown people. Then they took it to New York. I watched that one. Then it was Jersey. I watched that one. When it came to Atlanta, I was excited because now it was brown ladies on the TV. But I feel like Nene did not make that show. She might have suggested people to be on the show. And when I say that, sometimes people get mad, like, "Oh, you not giving her props. Oh, you're hating on her." No, it's not hate. It's the truth. The difference between Nene and I feel like Moreira Hawk, that was involved in a lawsuit with Bravo, I don't know if it's been straightened out, was that Married to Medicine was actually Moreira's idea. If you watch the interview she did with Carlos, she will break it down and explain it. Nene did not come up with the Housewives franchise. It was already established. She might have helped pull in people that she knew. Now, do I think she should get credit for her being good TV? Yes, I do. Do I think she was a prominent standout star on that show? Yes, Nene was funny. But when Carlos asked Nene, did she feel like after season 1 she developed an ego? Nene said no. Nene, sis, let me tell you something. Season 1, when you had your brown hair, oh, we loved you, baby. I even went out and bought your damn book, Never Make the Same Mistake Twice. I was loving Nene. Season 2, you sort of cut the weave. You got you a quick weave, a wig, whatever. Okay, I was still loving Nene. Nene, when you went to that blonde hair, baby, that blonde hair, it did something to your brain and your ego was out of control. I absolutely feel like Nene became her own worst enemy. And people, when I say that, people get mad at me. I can like you and be objective. Nene's attitude changed. Nene started talking about her labels. When they brought Marlo on, then she just became, I'm a label girl, Louis Vuittons and all that. Nene wasn't like that season 1, y'all. They was reading Nene talking about, why are you letting your old girl sag her breasts? Nene clothes came out of rainbow, baby. And you know you can't even put rainbow clothes in the washing machine. You just got to hand wash them and let them dry. Because if you wash them, baby, one thread gonna unravel and your damn clothes is gone. But Nene was not the same Nene. And when she got to Hollywood and people started recognizing her, Nene had changed. Now, a lot of people say the reason she divorced Greg is because something was going on with his finances and allegedly he had people coming after him. That was the reason for the divorce. Nene said she divorced Greg because he was taking her for granted. You know, she finally admitted that he was allegedly cheating. And so they got back together. So Nene did say that Yanni, the man that she dated when Carlos brought it to her attention about the married man, and you know she was telling Kim, close your legs to married men, and calling Kim wig. Nene, the streets say they do not believe you. Black Twitter says they don't believe her, but Nene said that she dated him after Greg passed, and it helped her get through that process. When Carlos asked Lanithia Monique Leakes, did she love him? She said she loved him in a different way, sort of. Like, I get it. You can love somebody and not be in love with them. So maybe that was it in Nene's case, that she was with him and it helped her get over Greg. Or maybe you were just dating him the whole time and you and Greg had some kind of understanding, baby. I don't know. Now, when it comes to Bryson, her son, she said that Bryson has 3 kids and he is married, and she has tried to help him with the drug thing. She said John, y'all remember John that she was dating? I think he might have been Italian, but he was buying her Louis Vuittons and buying a watch, and she was bling bling, bitches is mad. She said John has offered to put Bryson in rehab, and she also said that Lamar Odom has reached out to her as well to offer her some help with Bryson. So I hope Bryson does get it together. Now, Carlos did ask Lanithia Monique Leakes, does she think that Bryson being on TV made it worse. And Nene did say this, y'all. Now, this is not funny about his situation, but when she was going off on Bryson that time, when she was like, you done lost your damn mind. You call me when you get your mind back. She said she felt like that moment was not a good moment, and if she had it to do all over again, that I guess she wouldn't do it. Now about Kenya and Portia, she said that she fought for Portia. She also said that Candy did too because Portia was on the chopping block after her first season on there with Cordell. Let me tell you the truth about that. I did not like Portia her first season. I thought Portia was like a Stepford wife. If you've ever seen the movie The Stepford Wives, the one with Nicole Kidman, that's the remake of the original with Ginger that was on Gilligan's Island. The Stepford Wives is basically like these husbands take their wives, they deprogram them, and you're basically a robot. That's all I got from Portia was Rosie the robot from the Jensens. Boop, 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 boop. I didn't like Portia that season. I could see why she was on the chopping block, but when she came back, to me, Portia was free. The ankle monitor Cordell had on her was off, and baby, Portia was living her best life. Now, Nene said she fought for Portia. Portia was in the midst of divorce, and she felt like that Portia needed the show. Nene and Portia have got into it many times now. When Nene was on Andy's show, Watch What Happens Live, and Andy was like, who shouldn't be on the show? She was like, freak and fraud, and she was talking about Portia, and I think that hurt Portia, so they had like a little rift for a little while, but I'm glad that she fought for Portia because I ended up liking Portia after her and Cordell split up, baby, because before that, Portia, you was just giving me Stepford Wives just dry. Now, another thing Nene said is the reason why she goes so hard on other ladies when she was on the show because they weren't giving it enough. And she said she felt like that she was giving it. Now, Carlos did say when she was there, she was like the mother figure as far as like pulling the other ladies together. Like, let's do this. Let's work through these scenes. Let's give a good story. Now, he gave her credit for that. Now, that I can't take away from Nene Leakes Johnson, baby. And what else did Nene talk about? Nene talked about a lot of stuff. Oh, Nene said she will date a man of a different race. Nene said she's open to dating a man of a different race. But Nene did say, baby, you better have coins together. She said she will not date a man that is not making the money. And I can't be mad at her for that. I think if you reach a certain level, you don't want the man dropping fries at Popeye and picking up chicken. I mean, if he only making $10, $11 an hour and you might have 7 figures, it's not gonna balance out. You might have to carry him. So Nene said, you know, she wants somebody on a bigger level, like John, the guy that she dated. That Marlo went back after Nene like leftover pizza and dated. Mugshot Marlo, baby. I just don't understand, Marlo. Why did you do that, sis? Now, Nene, like I said she does not watch the show. That's what Nene said. I'm not sure if I believe that. I think Nene does watch the show. She says she watches little clips here and there, but she does not watch the show in its entirety. What do y'all think about the show? Like, I have tried to watch last season. It was hard. I tried to watch some of this season. It's Sheree to me is like a repossessed car. Like when you don't feel like paying your car note and you got another car, but you got this new car and you just let them repo it, then you might just want to catch up on your car note and they bring it back. Like Bravo has thrown Sheree away like 2 or 3 times. I think this is her third time coming back. Now I will agree with Nene when she was like, what else do they have? That's why they let Sheree come on. Marlo getting a full peach. Marlo, I don't like Marlo as a full-time housewife. I feel like Marlo is going too hard to try to keep her peach. I think they need to give her back her peach slices and let her keep holding peach slices because she's too messy. I understand it's a show and people want to see the mess and the juice and the dirt. Sometimes I want to see it, but sometimes I want to see normal stuff. In the way that Marlo tries it with Candy and just anything, it's too much. Candy, I mean, she now is the longest housewife on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Um, I don't even know. Them coming after Candy, Sonya, Sanya, Stu Mommy. I don't like singing on there either. It's just not doing it for me. Drew puts me to sleep. It's nothing interesting about Drew. Kenya, I've never been a big Kenya fan. I mean, I can take her or leave her. She's always falling down. Every time they go on a trip, she's always getting hurt. I feel like this. Even if Nene was still on that show now, this is the 15th season of Housewives of Atlanta. Even if Nene was on that show now, the ratings would still change. It's no show on TV where they have kept like ratings just keep going through the roof forever. At some point, people will stop watching the show. People will get tired of the same thing. What do they do on Housewives of Atlanta, y'all? They always gonna go on a trip, like one or two trips. They always gonna meet somebody out to eat. It's gonna be an event. Somebody gonna get into it. So even when Nene was there at the end, Nene didn't even want to film. She was getting in trouble when she pulled the man out her closet. That's when she had her other blonde hair with the two different color blondes. Nene was tired of being on there. I feel like now anything that people talk to Nene about, they ask her about Housewives. She even got upset when they didn't show her picture in the throwback picture of the ladies when they showed the episode where the OGs came together. It was Deshaun, it was Lisa, it was Sheba Sheree, and it was Wig Kim. Nene, these people are in the middle of a lawsuit. So if they would have showed your picture then, you would have got mad about that, sis. Like, the lawsuit is still ongoing. It hasn't been settled. So I just feel like the thing that's different with her versus Moreira is that, like I said, Married to Medicine was Moreira's idea. Nene came to already an established show. They just said, we're going to do it in Atlanta. She recommended some people. It's not taking away anything for her. I do feel like she is a big personality. I feel like she gave the show something that Sheree couldn't give it, because Sheree's not honest, and Sheree is kind of flat. Deshaun, they didn't even give her another chance. Lisa was kind of funny. Kim, all Kim gonna do is smoke cigarettes and shift her wigs and lie. So Nene ended up being a surprise star. Now, she said that she did sort of feel like the other ladies thought she was going to be the underdog, because I don't think Nene even had money like that. Of course, when it's a reality show, y'all, they lie, they make up stuff. But Nene to me became a breakout star. But I still feel like if Nene was on this show now, it would still be the same thing. Like, every show at some point runs its course. 15 seasons is a good run. Now, I'm going to tune in to Lanithia Monique Leakes tomorrow talking about the lawsuit with Bravo. They're still in litigation. Now, I will say this. When she said the thing about the $10,000 the first season, when they, out the gate, the show was a success. When they came back and got 50, now 50,000, which somebody had told me that figure anyway. I really feel like that was not a good amount to get. Not considering how big that show was in the ratings. And then she said by season 4 that they were making a real bag. So I do agree that they should have been paid more, even coming back off of that first season. Like, the first season of any reality show, if you're not known, you're not gonna get a lot of money. But I'm interested to see how this lawsuit turns out. But Nene, they're not going to mention you or show your pictures with you being in the middle of a lawsuit with them. She did say, I think at this point she's open to working with them and coming back, but see, that ain't gonna happen like that. So this interview did give me the juice and the dirt and the mess that I wanted. Nene, your legs were oiled up, and you and Carlos were being messy, baby. It was messy, messy, messy. And I liked it. I liked her being able to tell her side, her backstory. Now y'all didn't talk about it. Maybe y'all will talk about this. Why Carlos is not working with Bravo, even though Carlos has said he just wanted to do his own thing and go to his own shows. That's not what a lot of people say. They say that he's not telling the truth about that. That's allegedly. But we will see the rest of what Nene Leakes gives tomorrow, y'all, with Carlos and the rest of this interview. And I want to know more about her and this man. Now, she just said that they just didn't work out. Carlos asked her, did she feel like he was enjoying the spotlight too much because, you know, Greg was a different kind of man. Now, she also did say the Greg that we saw in public sometimes was different behind closed doors. I mean, but that's anybody, Nene. But overall, I did like the interview. I do want Nene to get her brown or darker hair back because I feel like when she has the blonde hair, it's too much of an attitude. Now, I want to know, does she still have the Lanithia Lounge? Because I know at one point she was trying to sell it, baby, and she was tired of it. And the stuff had happened with Brent, where Brent had got sick. So maybe we'll find out if the Lanithia Lounge is still lounging, baby. But overall, I thought it gave me the shade and the messiness that I liked. Nene, I feel like you just need to move on from Bravo. If they work out like a settlement with her, I think she should just work out a settlement, move on, and try to do other things. Even if she was on Housewives again, I think the show has just reached its end. So she can do other things. So I will tune in to Nene's interview tomorrow with Carlos King, y'all. But I had to come give y'all that because people sent me the video and people were talking about it. And I looked on Black Twitter and it was Black tweeting and twittering. And y'all just love, baby, the juice and the dirt and the mess. I do too, and I'm here for it. Bye, y'all.